listening.
Hey, how are you? Good. Hey, Chief.
Only have to put things through that project, but it looks like it's very important.
4:30?
If it's something that's just kidding. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh. And it's okay to do it.
They would have to go to planning and zoning, get a variance, and they would.
So you're
Next week.
Marie didn't come and she
Next Thursday. You're still paying taxes on it. Oh, so she didn't leave a packet.
Right.
That's
I just told him to do it tomorrow and be done with it.
We have all in front of 30th. Gonna be paid tomorrow.
I have an
I'll make
extra.
Yes.
Did you say he wasn't coming?
He's not coming.
All right,
Thank
thank you. I'll move on and we'll start this agenda. Thank you very much. There's 1% resolution amending the budget to include a demolition for 399 West Main Street, Baldwin, Collins. The city has an outstanding amount of $82,018.35 due to parade demolition for demolition of West Main Street. A budget amendment is necessary since this cost is not included. We did not include this cost in the budget when we did the budget. So therefore, we're gonna take money from the ARPA and we're gonna pay for this, and this should be the final payment? Yes or no? Mike, 82,000? Is the final payment for 399 West Main Street?
No, this is not the final payment.
It's not?
It's not gonna be it's gonna be the city's final payment.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
We're taking it from ARPA, $82,000. Okay? Any question on that?
I just asked, Louise, how much was left in ARPA?
Funding?
She said over approximately 600,000 left in ARPA.
And that's it. All right, $600,000 left. All right, and there's no really a date that we have to spend it by.
Yeah, there is.
That's what that was my next question. Is there a-
December 20, I can't remember if it's 2024 or 2025, but
You
we
have
have
to
at least
commit-
another
you
year.
Well, next September.
You have
We have
to,
another year.
Yes.
Okay.
you have to commit it by the end of 24
Is it
and
20?
spend it by the end of 26.
There you go. Thank you.
Committee.
And I bet you we won't have any problem doing that.
Pretty sure.
Spend it
We
spend it
will
tomorrow.
I'll try not to foresee any problem with that, as long as I know how much we have. Okay, let's move on to number 82. Approving the minutes of the last common council meeting. Thank you very much, City Clerk. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you very much. 83, authorize an agreement with Conventions, Sports, and Leisure International. Now, Mr. Dan Gray's here, right, Dan? You want to talk on this one? Go right ahead.
This is just we're hoping to build a recreation center, as part of one of our DR projects, to be able to access additional funding. We're hiring a firm to do a study of the end use and the overall feasibility of the facility. That'll give us a more clear direction as we move forward.
Well, okay, then, I'll just read it. The city of Amsterdam was recipient. Kelly, you want to sponsor this? Steven's not here.
Sure. It's in your word though, is that okay?
It's okay, because you do, economic development. Is that right?
I think I
Oh, no,
just did
Stephen does
DPW.
economic development.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
The city of Amsterdam was recipient of the Mohawk Valley Region 2018 Downtown Revitalization Initiative City of Amsterdam was awarded $3.7 million for the Empire State Development for design, construction of a community center and the recreation center. A feasibility study will be completed to determine the operational needs to move the recreation center project forward. And the City of Amsterdam has released a request for proposals under the professional services person policy. And we have, oh, that's good, man. You had 10 RFP submittals for the project?
Yep.
Very good. And then the City of Amsterdam will award the project to Conventions, Sports, and Leisure International for the amount of $64,500 for this study. And upon review of the provided contract, the mayor is hereby authorized to sign that contract. Dan, is there any dates we're gonna start?
As soon as we'll get the contract signed, we'll have a meeting with them to kind of revisit the timeline. I think they had given us about a 16-week
Okay,
timeframe.
and how much money do we have available for this project, you know?
3.7 million.
That's all we have, okay. Right, thank you. Any questions on this project? Thank you.
Okay.
84, authorizing the implementation and funding in the first instance of the federal aid and state Marshallese program and eligible costs for the transportation of federal aid project and appropriating funds therefore. Irene, you want to sponsor this one?
Sure.
Thank you. I don't know. This is the Amsterdam Pedestrian Safety Improvement is eligible for funding under this title. And it calls for an portion of the cost of such program to be borne at a ratio of 80% federal funds and 20% non-federal funds. And the City of Amsterdam desires to advance this project by making a commitment of 100% of the non-federal share cost of $99,000. The City of Amsterdam hereby approves their approved project. What is this?
So this is the first piece of our Complete Streets project. To get them to release the TAP funding, we need to pass this resolution, and that's your agreement you have sitting at your desk. The total funding for the TAP, between the TAP and the DRI money, I believe we have, I think it's about $2 million. This would be the first group. So the match here, the 99,000, that's our match, is actually gonna be DRI money. It's not gonna be city general
Okay.
fund funding.
All right. It says here resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be filed with the New York State Commissioner of Transportation by attaching it to the necessary agreement in connection with this project, and be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. Okay. Okay, thank you,
So
Dan.
where's the 99,000 coming from? From the city?
DRI.
Oh, yeah.
Or which part, so this is all like the downtown area for the complete streets? or
Yeah,
is it place?
there's the Bridge Street, Main Street, the
DRI.
downtown part is
DR
the DRI
portion,
part, and then the East Main, the other piece is the TAP CMAC part.
And this would cover all of that?
But this is to begin the
The
design.
beginning of the design phase, yeah.
So this is, a couple of months ago, we entered an agreement with Labella to do the design, and this is authoring us to start paying them, basically.
So Dan, really, we're starting a lot of these DRI projects now, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of process and planning that was going through, and we're working through now implementing them, so.
Very good.
So the cost of the design is gonna be this large amount? This 99,000 is just 20%?
Where's the 99,000 for, Dan?
The 99,000, so to get the state to release their first percentage,
Okay,
$396,000, we have to provide also a 20% match.
So
So
roughly then-
to be able to get them to reimburse us, we have to show that we have the full amount. This is our proving that we have the extra 20%.
and the cost of the study is 300,000?
I think the cost is about, I think it's actually about
There's
600,000.
a 495 in here.
Yeah, the 495 is what the state is offering us the first release of funds. We'll then come back with another resolution for the next release. And that's, this is their language here.
We're basically showing, that we're gonna put up money to fund this right?
Yep, this is our,
In good faith.
this is our commitment to prove to them that we'll provide the 20% match if they're required.
Thank you
It's,
very much.
we're getting to a point now, I think, you saw the truck trail behind the post office is starting to come to fruition. And, we're getting to a point now where boardwalk looks like we'll be breaking ground there in the spring, so it's happening. Took us a
Yeah, that's what I'm
while.
saying. Finally, a lot of these DRI projects that we got $10 million for, and we're making movement. Before, it took a long time, but
Yeah, it has taken
At least
a
it's
long time, but we're getting there.
it's taking some shape and form, right?
We're having a public meeting on this actually next Wednesday.
Thank you. All right, 85, Alderman Collins, authorizing the refinancing of a new fire truck. Chief, go right ahead.
Basically, the low interest loan was secured from USDA, and this is just a formality for the USDA, for the town council resolution. So that was the end cost of the $1.75 million truck. Outfitting was covered out of my, last fiscal year's budget. We had $350,000 SAM grant from Assemblyman Santa Barbara, and, that knocked it down to 1.4. The additional 15,000 was for the temporary ban we did to purchase the truck until we had a loan source, available.
Very good. It says here, whereas in order to close out the loan, the USDA requires confirmation from the Common Council that the city received the fire truck and they contracted for, and that is in good working order.
That is true.
Okay.
Hey, chief,
Yes.
got 2 fire trucks now?
We have 4 fire trucks, well, 5 if you count the one that is for sale. We have an engine, a ladder, and then a reserve engine and reserve ladder.
Luis, could you talk a little bit about the advantage of we got from going from, going to the, this USDA with the interest rate?
I mean, it was, yes, the interest rate, I believe we locked in at 3.65, was it 3.65? I'm sorry, I don't know, look at the check, can't remember, 3.75. And the ban that we took out, temporary financing was 5%.
So we got a 2% drop and a big amount of money, so.
Yeah, it's a good utilization of that loan, because you can't use it for buildings, but you can use it for apparatus.
Resolution 86, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract between the city and Montgomery County Department of Social Services. The city of Amsterdam desires to renew a 1-year contract with the county Department of Social Services and said work experience program being authorized pursuant to Title 90 of the Social Service laws of the state of New York to provide the establishment of public work experience for the assignment of employable persons to receive of the public assistance. A copy of this contract is here to, therefore be resolved that the mayor is authorized to execute an attached contract with the DSS and for terms commencing starting October 2023, ending in September 2024. Thank you. That's good that we have this. Any questions?
Is this a different program? Like, is this a new program, or is this the same, like,
I believe it's the same car we used it.
parolee?
Renew it.
It's a renewal, okay.
Yeah.
So they'd be doing the same type of work.
Yes.
Okay.
And last, 87, authorizing the year-end budget amendment. Alderman Collins, so basically what you're doing is necessary to eliminate all our negative expenditures lines in the general fund, water fund, sewer fund, sanitation and golf. So what you're doing is you're just putting all these together, right, Louise?
Right. Yep, just, funds from accounts that were over budgeted and moving them to accounts that were under budgeted.
Yeah, we're balancing basically both.
Oh, I have a question. So our new software, is it gonna allow the numbers to go negative, or will there be an override where you have to approve it?
We'll be allowed, discretion over that. We definitely have more flexibility. Trigger like alerts and warnings and things like that.
Crazy.
And last,
So did we do this like
Yeah.
in different resolutions last year, or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're able to combine it like this? 'Cause I do remember there being like, we need to,
Yes.
I just thought one resolution with 4 charts was more efficient, but.
yeah, no, I mean, it's not like, I'm gonna get out a calculator. To be able to figure this out, but
I
Yeah.
can send you the spreadsheet if you want.
Thank you. But no, this is great. I just was questioning, I just was wondering, so, yeah, this works. This for you, it works for me.
Irene, did the audit?
What is fine?
Thank you very much for doing the audit. Thank you. Okay. Okay, that completes our agenda there. Mike, David,
Yeah, I just want to ask the mayor, at the last meeting, he said all city employees would be getting CDTA cards to ride free on them. Is there any progress on that?
I don't know. I'll find out, Dave. I did not check since the last meeting on the progress of those. I will find out tomorrow.
Okay.
Saturday is the Veterans Day Parade.
Yes.
Anyone who would like to join us. The lineup will be at 9:30 at Evelyn and Guy Park, but we'll be going the other direction from the Halloween parade down to the west end. The kickoff of the parade is at 10, and then a ceremony to follow in the park. We're really encouraging people to come watch the parade this year. Last year we had a huge parade, and not as many spectators as we would have liked. So if you could tell everybody to come out, we're gonna have the band and of course all the police and fire, the veterans, all sorts of things going on.
Has anybody heard from Eloise Stefan? She's our representative. I believe it, how she looks like.
yeah, she's doing just fine there.
She is? You
Yes.
saw her, Jim?
No, I didn't see her, I just read about it. Okay. All right. Mike, you wanna do a referendum?
I'd love to, Alderman. Thank you. Our 2023 road program is substantially complete. We have punch list items that have to be completed before final payment is made. Tied to that, I also want to mention, it's not in order as usual. To date so far, and only with respect to the 2023 road program, we've filed for a total of $2.112 million of reimbursement through the various CHIPS programs. We received all of that less, I think our most recent reimbursement request a few weeks ago was, I think it was about $500,000, 500 and change. So we received, about 1.6, and it's back in the account today. Also, I wanted to mention and talk about the south side. Minor maintenance item, but Broadway Hill has a whole real steep slope. We've got, I'm gonna repair 1,100 feet of that cable guardrail. It seems to get hit every winter. It needs to be reset. It's not a complete replacement. I know my office has had several calls about that in the last couple of months. And we're gonna get that into the wire. The vendor we're gonna use has the current Montgomery County contract for the cable railing anyway. Tri-State Clearing is our contractor for the transmission line clearing. They're gearing up to start. They've got a field office location and a laydown yard. It's gonna be in the town of Perth off of Midline and Stairs Road in that general vicinity, to the best of my knowledge. Kind of midway in the project. I expect that, obviously they're hoping for the coldest weather possible. It looks like it's coming. Lead service lines. To date, we've completed 38 of them out of I say 47, there's actually 46 in the contract. I intend to add another 8 due to the unused contingency we have in the project, and also the additional funding that's available. And by that I mean we were funded through Department of Health for $521,000 and change, and the contract that we awarded to Perrine was $488,000, and that included a $45,000 contingency that we have not touched, giving us about 78,000 to do some additional services with. And there has been a lot of interest in it, and hopefully there's gonna be funding in the future. We estimate that there's approximately another 1,500 lead services in the city. That's a big ticket item when you figure to replace some on a prevailing rate project, they're about 10 grand a piece when you go from the main all the way into the house. So it's not small potatoes, to say the least. And by the way, that's $15 million if you were gonna do the math. DPW is doing some upgrades to the cart paths now. The season is winding down. Hopefully, we're gonna get done all of the over a half a mile of actually it's closer to 3/4 of a mile of paths that we intended to restore with a fairly low tech method, but it's certainly going to improve the ride compared to what's there presently. Five Corners demolition, Jackson demolition is ready, and they're waiting for it.
We've got a meeting tomorrow.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
But they're in a holding pattern at this point. And lastly, what else did I want? The rest of it is our carryover items. I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Jerry, you have anything?
No, I don't. I just want to say congratulations to yourself and Alderwoman Collins and Alderwoman Quistamars for your victories in yesterday's election. Happy to, great news that you're coming back to the council. And David, I know you didn't run, so I won't congratulate you, but
Thank you.
Thank you for your service,
I have a
David.
question for the chiefs.
you had a question for the chief?
Yeah, is, the odd even parking in effect yet?
Yes.
Yes, November 1st it started.
So anybody parking on the wrong side, you're gonna get a warning?
We give warning tickets for the first 2 weeks. November 15th, we're gonna start strictly enforcing it with parking.
Okay.
So we do every year.
Okay, Dave?
Yes.
All set. I really have nothing else.
Ken, you're all set with all our projects, all right? Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions?
Well, maybe Ed wanted to speak.
We haven't started the meeting yet.
Yes, I do that at common council. Oh, we have it here, okay?
Well,
Hey, are the contracts all signed for the golf course, and we're done now?
the contract's all signed?
For the golf course with Mr. Orca,
Done.
Yeah, we're done.
we're done?
We're all done.
We're moving forward now, right?
We are moving forward. The city engineer will be working on an RFQ for us, which we'll bring to the council when it's ready. It should be ready, Michael, probably
What are we doing with the land?
soon.
What are we doing with the land up there right now, Mike? We leveling everything off? Is that what we're doing?
Well, I've got to bring some fill up in that material to stay in that hole to stabilize the slopes.
Okay,
Our intent is not to fill it all the way back to the top of the grade, but to bring it up 4 or 5 feet to,
We're gonna winterize the pavilion.
yes, and we're gonna winterize the pavilion. The power's on. I'm making
somebody asked me about that, Mayor. Excuse me, Mike. The pavilion,
Yes.
does that shut down at a certain date?
It's down now.
Oh, it is down now?
Yeah, it's closed. We haven't
right.
Go ahead.
So the power's on. The heat's on. We're gonna turn the water off, winterize it, drain all the lines, but given the improvements in there and the expensive equipment, I would strongly recommend that we don't turn the heat all the way
Right,
off.
right.
You've got drywall, the moisture is gonna build up if we just let it cool.
We don't want
off.
any
We've gotta
more broken
maintain some
pipes.
sort. No, we don't want them either, but we also don't want damage to the
Exactly.
improvements.
Is there anything being done to the old golf shop, the old shop, pro shop. Anything being done to that, Mark? Yeah.
Well, again, what we would like to see happen with the RFQ that goes out is a design for a new outdoor venue. Which is tied into the pro shop, so that the pro shop
Tied
becomes
into-
part of the whole design.
Oh, okay, all right, very good. All right, very good. That's an update on the golf course. Thank you very much. Anyone else have any questions? Okay,
What can I talk about?
well, your road program is completed.
The program is completed.
Harry, you have anything to add? No, Reese? Anything?
Not particular.
Okay.
Oh, also on Saturday, the United Way MVP and St. Mary's Hospital are giving away children's coats over at Veterans Field. And last year, it wasn't cold that day, and so the turnout was not great, and they had a lot of leftover coats. So please encourage anyone you know to come by. The kids are supposed to be in the car with them, so we know, the coat's going to the kid. Please know the size of the kid as well as they pull up. But there are a lot of like really nice coats.
Where, Kelly?
At Veterans Field in the parking lot. It's kind of like a drive-through.
Okay, yeah.
You don't even have to get out of the car. They've got the coats in the middle, cars pull up, they ask the size, the gender. And if there's time, they give like a little bit of choices, nothing like you have to take this coat, but
Is that after the parade?
it's going to
11.
start at 11 as well,
You should
so.
have made it the parade, then they could have had all your spectators to watch the parade.
I know.
But even though it wasn't cold last year, we did get,
We had a good amount, but we had a lot left over too, so.
And there were just a lot of coats. which is
Yeah, we
great.
have a lot of
A lot of
coats.
coats.
Who's sponsoring the coach?
The United Way, MVP primarily, United Way, CDTA, and St. Mary's
The
Hospital.
St.
I
Mary's
forgot
Hospital.
CDTA.
And they're really, these are very, very
They're very
nice
nice coats.
coats.
That's very nice.
I
Yeah.
know that the citizens, the residents who received them, they were very, very pleased. So it's
Yeah.
a wonderful thing.
We gave them back out at the Christmas, or at the
We gave
tree
them back
lighting
out 'cause we
ceremony
had
as
enough
well,
left,
so,
yeah.
anyway, just,
But it's
that's
a great
another
day.
thing to
Okay,
publicize too.
let's stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderman Christmas,
Here.
Alderman D. Gamula,
Here.
Alderwoman Collins, Alderman S. Gamula, Alderman Marticello,
Here. Make a motion to adopt the agenda with one consent.
Alderman Marticello,
Aye.
Alderwoman Christmas,
Aye.
Alderman D. Gamula,
All right.
Alderwoman Collins.
We don't have any proclamations this evening or communications and presentations. At this time, we will have the public. If they'd like to say something, please come to the podium at 5-minute time limit and state your name and address.
My name's Ed Dalvinieri. I live at 94 Union Street. I'm a lifelong citizen. First of all, last year, I came to the common council meeting and asked for garbage receptacles put down on Main Street with garbage pails inside like they did the year before and the year before that. This year, no garbage pails were put down. I myself, being part of the Amen Place Soup Kitchen, picked up garbage down there and between Mr. Richardson and I, all summer long, excuse me, that was thrown on the ground because there was no receptacles. When the receptacles were there, they did pick up, the garbage men did pick them up, and there was no garbage on the street. That's first thing. Second thing is, we have a major issue on Brant Place with a manhole cover. It keeps popping off when we get heavy rains. And there's a hole starting already about 30 feet down the road from the manhole cover, which they've come and patched the hole because water was coming up through it. So they come and put blacktop over it to hide it. But same thing's gonna happen again as they did in the late 80s. We're gonna have a big, huge undermine there. I pray to God, one of these new school buses don't come down through with all the heavy batteries on it and fall into it. Or somebody drive into the manhole cover because it's not up over the thing. It's gotta be fastened somehow. They put a rubber grommet in it to raise it to the blacktop, which is a wonderful way to do it, but It needs something to have it fastened down somehow. It's coming out of the manhole covers, coming out of the overflows, on the sides of the streets. It's flowing all over the place. There's been a bunch of garbage on the corner of Union and McDonald, on the side of the house for now 4 weeks. I mean, it's, I would say almost a truckload of garbage. Just sitting there. It looks like somebody destroyed a bathroom and just threw everything out there, and that's the end of it. Also, 13 McDonald is starting to list. I'm waiting for it to implode. And I don't know where it's gonna fall, but it looks like it's gonna fall downhill and backwards. Looks like it's gonna be very, very dangerous. Also, lead pipes. Jimmy Tabasco called when the first lead pipe issue was put out. He's off of Forest Avenue. Since then, he has called, I don't know how many times, but I know numerous times. And now his wife is deathly sick. I mean, very, very, very sick. And I think some of it has to do with the lead pipes. I can't be sure because I'm not a doctor, but it seems like it's been continuously getting worse over the last 4 or 5 years. Since she retired. She's a registered nurse. She retired to enjoy life, and it's nothing but not being enjoyed. The bottom of William Street on the right-hand side, as you're coming up, if you come up Kimball, take a right onto William Street, there's a house. Probably no one even knows it's there because there's so many trees overgrown. There, it's been abandoned as far as I know for at least 10 years. It's just sitting there, absolutely nothing being done. I don't know why it's still structurally sound, I guess, but you can't, I noticed it the other day because I went up through there and I noticed that it was there and I said, this is strange because I think that's where Billy Wolf, my friend, used to live when I went to school. And also the last thing I have is Shuttleworth Park. The bridge that comes down Pioneer Street, is that gonna get widened so vehicles can fit through there? Or is it gonna be just stay that way and the other bridge is
28
gonna be
feet rail to
fixed?
rail,
Pardon me?
28 feet rail to rail. Plus a sidewalk.
So it has been fixed.
It will be. It's
It
a
will be fixed.
$2.5 million
Other than
project
that,
that'll start next year.
I want to say thank you to the garbage men. They've done a phenomenal job this year. The only question I have is, I'd like to know how much money we have made through recycling of our recycles that we put out every Wednesday. Since I see it keep going into the same trucks as they're picking up garbage, I want to know how it's separated and where it goes to be picked up and how much we're making on our recycling, on our plastic and on our glass. Because I know other cities and counties are making money, and I've never heard a word about us making any money. And it's a question I'd like to know. I know it can't be answered now and it can't be spoke with, but it's a question I have and I'd like to know. Please and thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
4 minutes.
Anyone else? Okay. Controllers report,
I don't have anything.
next meeting, any questions for the controller? No, are we have old business? Okay, then we're on to new business with our resolutions.
Resolution 2324-82, resolution adopting the minutes of the last common council meeting by Alderman Marticello.
So moved.
Alderman Marticello. Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Deacon.
Aye.
And Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-83, the resolution authorizing agreement with Conventions, Sports and Leisure International by Alderwoman Quistamars. Whereas the city of Amsterdam was the recipient of the Mohawk Valley Region 2018 Downtown Revitalization Initiative. Whereas the city of Amsterdam was awarded $3,700,000 from Empire State Development for the design and construction of a community center and recreation center And whereas a feasibility study will be completed to determine operational needs to move the recreational center project forward. And whereas the city of Amsterdam released a request for proposals under the professional services purchasing policy. Whereas the city of Amsterdam received 10 RFP submittals for the project. Resolved that the city of Amsterdam will award the project to Conventions, Sports and Leisure International for the amount of $64,500 for feasibility study services for the multi-sport recreational center project. Further resolved upon review of the provided contract with Convention Sports and Leisure International by the city attorney, the mayor is hereby authorized to sign said contract.
So moved.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-84, resolution authorizing the implementation and funding in the first instance 100% of the federal aid and state Marchicelli program aid eligible costs of a transportation federal aid project and the appropriating funds therefore by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas a project for the 2650.58 2018 TAP American Pedestrian Safety Project Improvements is eligible for funding under the Title 23 U.S. Code as amended that calls for the apportionment of the cost of such program to be borne at the ratio of 80% federal funds and the 20% non-federal funds. Whereas the city of Amsterdam desires to advance the project by making a commitment of $100,000 for the non-federal share of the cost of $99,000.
You can go down to the last result.
Thank you. Resolved that the mayor of the city of Amsterdam is hereby authorized to execute all necessary agreements, certifications, reimbursements, requests for federal aid and Marchicelli aid on behalf of the city of Amsterdam and New York State Department of Transportation in connection with the advancement or approval of the project and providing for the administration of the project and the municipality's first instance, funding of the project costs, permanent funding of the local share of federal aid and state aid eligible project costs, and all project costs within appropriations therefore are not so eligible. And it is further resolved that the certified copy of this resolution be filed with the New York State Commissioner of Transportation by attaching it to any necessary agreement in connection with the project. And it is further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
So moved.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-85, resolution to authorize refinancing of new fire truck by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas the city has been approved for a low interest USDA loan to refinance a portion of the cost of the new fire truck that was previously paid for with band proceeds in the amount of $1,415,000. Whereas in order to close on the loan, the USDA requires confirmation from Common Council that the city received the fire truck and they have contracted for and that it is in good working order. Resolved that the Common Council is satisfied with the truck and that the city receive and authorizes payment.
So moved.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
And Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-86, resolution authorizing mayor to execute contract between the city and Montgomery County DSS by Alderman Marticello.
So moved.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-87, resolution authorizing year-end budget amendment 2223 by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas the budget amendment is necessary in order to eliminate negative expenditure lines in the general fund, water fund, sewer fund, sanitation fund, and golf fund. Now therefore be it resolved, the controller is authorized to amend the 22-23 budget as follows.
So moved.
Thank you, Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marcelo.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman D.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-88, resolution approving the audit by Alderwoman Collins.
So moved.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Resolution 2324-89, resolution amending 22-23 budget to include demolition for 399 West Main Street by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas the city has an outstanding amount of $82,018.35 due to Perrine Demolition for the demolition of 399 West Main Street.
So moved.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
I think we complete everything in our pre-meeting. All right? Yep. I make a motion to adjourn.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Deaconmore.
Aye,
Alderwoman Collins.
Thank you very much, guys.
thank you. Next meeting when?
November
21st.
2 weeks.
13 days. Thanksgiving, no, I'm just kidding.
Congratulations, Mayor.
21st.
Very much.
November 21st.
Yesterday, today, and,
Oh, you're playing full time.
Okay.